of it all, untouchable, a new animal. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another week of LSH Live. I am, of course, Jeremy LaRose. This is LSH Live. We are watching the All-Star Patreon videos. So thank you so much for being a part of this deal. I couldn't do this without you guys' support. You guys mean everything to us. And we're going to keep going with our Colt Starting series here. So we have taken two horses along here from start to finish, and we're going off the lunge line now. So I wanted to show you guys a little bit of the video of him going around with the strap to the outside. So in last week's video, we introduced this concept to him, and we've been working on it over the last week or so. And you can see how much more comfortable he is with it. So this has really changed his lope a lot. And this is one of the things I love about this is you can see that outside front getting under control now. So before, that outside front was really stepping forward a lot, and it made his lope kind of funny as far as like he didn't stand up in his shoulders and really rock back over that outside front as hard as he should. So then his body was way out of position, right? So he would lope around and he'd shear his rib cage out and fall down. And we want him to stand up on the inside, hold that outside shoulder underneath his body so that he can get his hip on the inside and get that rib cage clean. So I wanted to show you that, wanted to show you how this horse is coming along and kind of demonstrate to you guys how we've amped up the difficulty a little bit on his transitions and everything. So he was doing the transitions correctly before, but what he was doing was he'd bring his head way over to the inside and be able to shoot his hip out and drop his shoulder even harder. So with this, with his head to the outside, he's really got to focus on keeping that shoulder up as he does down transitions, as he does transitions from a lope to a trot. So this kind of makes that transition a bit harder. And because I've got that strap on the outside, I don't want to pull very hard on him to make him hold this circle. So we're making a lot of progress, which will be under saddle, but we're doing it on the ground here where I don't have to battle it out with him and I don't have to worry about not being able to steer him, which was the other idea behind why we've got this clip to the outside, because he was taking his head too far to the inside and I couldn't steer him. It was going to be a problem when we came off the lunge line and did the circle on our own. So with that being said, we're going to get on this horse here. We're going to start off the lunge line. I might do this like, I might start on a lunge line and then at the very end of it, maybe do a lap or two without the lunge line in the beginning. But now we're past that. We're going to be off the lunge line here. Macy's going to be in the middle of the arena, kind of just providing a little bit of an idea of shape. So I need her to help me with the forward transitions. On the lunge line, we've done our transitions enough to where I can kind of control what's happening off my voice and a little bit of squeeze of my legs. So between my voice, my seat, and a little bit of squeeze of my feet, I should be able to get pretty close to a transition where I want it to be, or at least within a half a lap, which is kind of what I look for here. So obviously this is not horsemanship, right? He doesn't need to do it exactly where I asked him to do it, but I'm just looking for a bit of responsiveness, and then Macy's there just in case I get in trouble. So I want to do this as free as I can and just kind of try to get him where I want him to go and just maintain the circle around her. So I can kind of use her as a trick for him that he thinks I'm still on a lunge line. So he's going to make this circle kind of automatically. So then what I'll do is I'll just steer him into the circle, steer him out of the circle, and just lean him a little bit in, lean him a little bit out, and not really try to like weave around the arena at this stage of the game. Right now, what I want to do is I want to put a little pressure, like right there, a little pressure on the outside, a little pressure on the inside, and then drop him down as soon as I feel him move over a little bit. And that's one of those areas that people really get in trouble because, yes, I am on a circle, right? I'm on a circle here. I'm going around, but I don't want to be steering him and handling him all the time on the circle, Remember, horses learn from the release. They don't learn when we take a hold of him. So if I were to take a hold of him, put that rein on his neck, take that inside rein, pick up on it, and hold him in that position all the way around this circle, then it's one of those things that like he's just going to get mad about this. And eventually what he's going to try to do is just drag me around because he doesn't respect the actual like act of steering. So if you've watched any of our videos before, the big thing that we always preach, it is more important to be able to get the same consistent response every time you go to the button than to be able to get a response one time for 100 strides. So I need to know that when this horse feels the rein on his outside of his neck, he's going to steer off of it. He's going to move off of it. If I leave that rein on his neck all the time steering around, he's going to lean back on me and I'm not going to be able to steer him around. So my steers are always little bumps, little steers, little adjustments, rather than if you can imagine you're a car on a highway going around a curve, you just keep the wheel tilted all the time. I'm going to bump the wheel into the curve and then ride neutral with my hands in the middle somewhere along the way. So you can see there a little stumble taking his lope. I don't make a big deal out of it. I just keep going. I'm not going to, like any head shake or any kind of naughtiness, I'm just going to ignore, right? So it's one of those things where if you focus on what they're doing wrong, you're going to get in a big debate with your horse. You're just going to have a hard time. So try to just stay focused on what you're doing. Don't allow that horse to dictate the contents of your lesson, right? So it's like if you're in school and you're taking a math class and the teacher's got his little arithmetic lesson set out, and then he allows his students to tell them how much he doesn't like math, or he doesn't like numbers, or he doesn't want to do homework, and the discussion derails from doing arithmetic to why we have to do homework, right? If you get derailed by your horse because he's shaking his head or he's not doing the transition where you want to get it to happen, he's no longer going to look to you as a leader. So I want you guys to really focus on that. Ride your horses so that you're in charge, you're the leader, and you're providing them with the lesson. And just ignore all the other naughty stuff that they do. It will sort itself out later if you just stay focused on what you want to happen. And all I want to happen right now is I want him to make a good circle, and I want him to stay between my hands and my feet and do transitions in the realm of where we ask for him. If he's in the neighborhood of when I asked for that transition, we're super happy at this point. So a couple times you see me bump my hands up. I'm going to take his neck and pick it up. Same thing we talked about in the last video where we want this horse to stand up in his shoulders. I don't want him to be leaning down, pulling into my hands. If he's pulling into my hands here, I'm going to be in big trouble when I go to the stop or do down transitions and pull back on his face. So I just want a horse that will stay between the hands, stay between my feet, stay between my seat. So one of the big things that I'm always focused on here, I'm always looking slightly ahead. So I want to be about a quarter circle ahead of this horse at all times. My eyes are laser focused on that quarter circle ahead of me. You see, I'm not looking around. I'm not looking at Macy. I'm not looking at his head. I'm just focused on that spot in front of me, and I'm riding to that point. That point will change. It will adjust as we go. And I want that horse to really understand when my shoulders and my hands and my hips and my eyes are on that point, you need to stay between all of those things and guide between there. So it's just little bump over, maintain neutral. Little bump over, maintain neutral. Little bump over, maintain neutral. I'm not going to do any sort of steering around here beyond this circle for the first like 6 rides off the lunge line. 3 of those are going to be with Macy standing in the middle. 3 of those are going to be off on my own circle out there. So at this stage of the game, I want Macy standing in the center, and then she's going to leave after like 3 rides. So that's a big part of it to me is I just want to focus on the circle. I'm not looking to serpentines. I'm not looking to weave back and forth. Those are more advanced things that we'll cover later. I think one of the biggest problems that I see of people starting young horses is they'll put them right on the rail and just run around. So what that horse is going to do, he's going to gain a ton of speed going down the rail, and he's not going to be able to make the corner. So you're just not learning on steering. You're not working on any of that. And your horse just learns to go fast and be mad about it. So it's not exciting, it's not interesting, and they just follow the rail around. And it just, to me, is not conducive to a good student and not what we're looking to do with our horses here. I want my horse to make good circles, and then we can go straight and work on our straight lines. So kind of a neat little transition there. I don't know if you guys caught it or not. When we went to change directions, I had Macy cross in front of my horse. And that really teaches my horse a lot about neck reining based on the body positioning he's learned through our lunging. So we'll take another look at that because it really is a slick way to teach your horse to start crossing his legs over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up and put my reins against his neck and kind of tap my outside foot and work my outside foot. Macy is going to start on his left side and push that shoulder across. So as I go to steer this horse around, she's going to make a move to his right and press into him. So she crosses over here. We get that crossover step, and now she's going to pinch him. So she's going to walk up into him and kind of force him to take that step and move out, which is what he learned on the lunge line, right? So we did before where we push this horse away from us by walking towards him. So we can really get him to kind of push out and cross those shoulders over, cross those front legs over here on the ground. And then I have the beginnings of a pretty slick little turnaround as he gets better at this, as Macy pushes up into him a little bit harder. So as he gets better at this, we'll increase that pressure a little bit more, and I can get a little bit faster turnaround, because our main goal after we do good circles, after we kind of learn to split the circle in half, is going to be to stop, turn around, and lope off. So right away, I want this horse to be able to roll back and lope off. To me, that's one of the most important things that you can teach your horse to do once you're past this stage and your horse is quiet on a circle, is teach him to roll back and lope off. Because if you can do that, he won't be flat when you go to lope around. So same deal to the right side as you saw to the left. We're going to do a couple little turnarounds here. You can see how they start to speed up a little bit. And we use that as a way to teach him to have some effort crossing those front legs over. So I don't mind a horse that's kind of in a hurry to get around there and kind of realize there's a sense of urgency about that. I want him to understand that when we go to turn around right here, lay that outside rein on his neck, press that outside foot, and get him to cross over a little bit sharper. So big rewards after he gets halfway through that circle. I'm going to turn loose about halfway through so he understands that rein pressure comes on, the outside leg comes on. I shift my weight to my inside stirrup, and we get a good turnaround. So big thing for me when you do that, weight goes in my right stirrup here, cross over, turn loose, reward him. Okay. So I'm always going to turn loose, let him walk into that open area and understand that, like, this is just a maneuver. We're done. Good job. We'll try again. So you can see how many turnarounds I get in here after my ride. This is like the next step. So remember, we talked about how we're going to have this horse work on some things he knows and then work on some things he doesn't know. So right now, the new exciting thing for this horse, he's off the lunge line and he's learning to turn around. So remember, before we were very adamant about him not turning around on the lunge line. So this is one of the first times he's ever done a move into Macy, into the center of our circle, and then been pushed out. So that can get a little bit hairy sometimes. So we want to make sure that he understands there's no big deal here. We're just going to cross over, reach down, slide around, pull him across, tap that outside foot, get a good turnaround here. So that, to me, super important. It's our next big step in this horse's life. When we go to stop, you see me reach down, slide. I'm going to hold here until all of his feet stop moving and then turn loose. So that's exactly what that feels like in his mind too. Reach down, woo, 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 woo. And then when he stops moving his feet, done, turn loose, get off, pet him. I like this workout a lot. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope this helps. I hope your 2-year-olds are coming along swimmingly. I'd love to see videos of them. If you have them, send them over. We'll help you guys out as much as we can. Kind of help you evaluate talent. Also, if you guys are looking to buy new horses this year, send the videos over, right? We can help you critique these videos, get yourself into a good horse. We had a couple people send videos over. It's been great. I think the feedback really helpful. And just keep in mind that when you buy a horse, the initial purchase is usually the cheapest thing you'll ever do with that horse, and it's the most important. So you do not have to buy a super broke horse. You've got us to help you. Buy talent. Buy talented horses. That is the best advice I can give you guys. Start with a talented horse. It will save you so much time and headache in the end, because it costs the same amount of time and the same amount of money to take a talented horse versus an untalented horse to the horse show. The only difference is how happy you'll be at the end if you're at the top of the class. So thank you so much for being here, guys. If you have questions, comments, concerns, feel free to send them over. We're going to make more videos this weekend. I'm hopefully going to get an extra video for you guys. And we're putting new videos up on YouTube that you guys can share along. So if you see like the 30-second little clips, little commercial clips, you guys want to send those to your friends, get people involved in this deal, we would appreciate it a ton. We'll keep making you guys great content. So I'm Jeremy LaRose. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. I will see you in the next video.